Good morning. Good morning. Hello, if you're watching me on YouTube, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, thank you for coming back. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell. Turn it on. That way you know whenever I'm live. So today, let me just get myself figured out, you guys. Let me get myself figured out. The words of the magical child named Rose. Just worry about yourself. Let me worry about myself right now. Okay. So I figured I'm in some sort of mood today. Some sort of mood. And so whenever I get into some sort of mood, I do makeup. I do makeup because it helps me to chill the fuck out. It helps me to not take shit so personal. Yeah. I'm a sensitive motherfucker. I'm sensitive sometimes. Hold on. Okay. Let me just find this live so I can actually see your guys' comments. I figured I'd do my makeup while I talk. So, what do you mean no network? First and foremost, usually, okay, you know what? Sorry, I'm talking to my iPad, who's now refusing to recognize my finger, probably because I flipped it off. Probably because I flipped it off. My iPad's sensitive too. We a pair of sensitive mother fluffers. Okay. There we go. Let's get back. There we go. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? So, wait a minute. Where did I go live? I went live on my personal page like a motherfucker. Oh my God. Okay, so I didn't mean to go live on my personal page. Let me end this live and go live on my business page. Okay, that's my level of like what the fuck this morning. Okay, that is my level of what the fuck this morning. Let me end this live. I'm so sorry, guys. Check me out on Emmy Evolving here on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, or mosey on down YouTube, Emmy Evolving. Okay, you guys, I'm like first alive. Hello, YouTube. It's just me and you, YouTube, because I'm tripping a little too much today. No, that is not what I wanted. It's so not what I wanted. Okay, so, and I'm like, okay, guys. So for those of you that know me, know the work that I do, you know that I work energy. Hey, Facebook. I'm back live on my business page now. So, like I was saying, for those of you that know me, you know that I work energy. That's my job. I've been doing this for some time now, and I finally decided to come clean with it and do it publicly instead of hiding away and telling people, don't tell anyone who I am. So, yeah, I'm an energy worker. This is what I do. Hi, Walter. I totally just am trying to be true to myself in my journey. Sometimes when I get all bajiggity with it, I have to take CBD. This is one that I'm really, really enjoying right now. It's BBJ, Medicine Man's CBD oil, Body by Jose. You can find him on Facebook, Body by Jose. This is a really awesome CBD blend. So a lot of people in the spiritual communities, they like to take psychedelics or whatever. I can't do that. That's not an option for me because I'm fucking crazy to begin with. You don't want that shit within me. So what I do, I take CBD. CBD is not psychoactive. It just helps me to, you know, chill the fuck out. This CBD, it's Body by Jose. They call him the Medicine Man. He, you know what? Let me see. Here we go. I'm tagging him. I'm tagging him on Facebook. That's the CBD I'm currently thoroughly enjoying. So it just keeps me really chill, and I tend to need it for this type of work. I've been doing energy work pretty much my whole life, but I began sharing of this journey about 2 years ago. And I come from a very religious background. And so, boy, it's been quite the journey. It has been quite the journey. When I first got into this, it really was not something I wanted to do. I wanted to stay hidden, and my higher self kept telling me I needed to go live. And I was like, you need to shut your face. I'm not going live. And that was the time Facebook first started the whole live streaming thing. That was a very new feature for Facebook. Very, very new feature. And I kind of started going live, and I ended up getting connected with a group of people who are really into this, and I was already doing my own thing, and then they encouraged me to just keep sharing of myself, and so I did. And then what ended up happening, I contoured my big ass forehead. So as I contour my 5 head, what ended up happening is we had a falling out because it became very obvious. This was one of my first eye-opening moments where it's like the spiritual community is just like any other community. Okay, there are going to be those who are content with following without questioning and just following, you know? And then there will be those who want to take on a leadership position. And nothing wrong with that. Only problem was that I recognized I was being, I was very much being used. And at the time, like, I know how I am. I know when I get really mad, it's like, it's fucking over. It's over for you. You know, like, we're done. You don't exist. Fuck you. And you and you and you. It's just, I'm thorough. When I'm pissed off, I'm fucking thorough. And I was trying not to be that way because there was still a huge part of me that felt as though who I am at my core was not enough. I felt that I had to be something in order to be someone. And it wasn't necessarily that I wanted to be someone. It was that I wasn't quite ready yet to let go of my participation in the current paradigm that exists. Because let's face it, the spiritual community right now is a sort of controlled opposition. It is still very much rooted in the very paradigm that blue rays came to dismantle. So I wasn't ready yet. Like in all other aspects, I was absolutely ready. I was no longer using credit cards or any of that. I sold my house, like everything. I was just untethered, you know, not unhinged because I can get unhinged too. But at that time, I was just untethered. You know, I wasn't a part of the matrix. I wasn't plugged in anymore. But I didn't realize there were still aspects of me, of my mind, that was afraid to truly be free. I was afraid to truly be who I am. And so there were parts of me that intimidate people, you know? And I've always been this way my entire life. I've had people be intimidated by who I am because once you get me started, I'm not backing down. Once you get me started, I'm not backing down, you know? And so there were people who got intimidated by that. Most people, actually. And so it made me ashamed of who I am. It really made me ashamed of who I am. And I felt like I needed to be softness. I needed to teach myself to be soft. I needed to get myself to be this and that. And I tried really hard. And I allowed myself to be basically coerced into supporting things. I allowed myself to be manipulated into being like an attack dog because there is a specific individual who he would start shit with people quite a bit. And then he would be like, oh my, I'm being attacked. My tribe, my family, I'm being attacked. I'd be like, who's fucking with him? And you know, and I'm like, and then it took one friend being like, why the fuck are you always trying to save this fool? He's grown. He's grown. You know his heart, and that should be enough. Let him fight his own battles. If he's starting shit, he needs to finish that shit. And then I was like, oh, you're right. You're right. That friendship ended because I realized it wasn't a friendship. It wasn't. In the spiritual community, just like with any other community, you will come across people who recognize your potentiality. And they try and tap into that to market themselves. That's a fact. That's a fact. This is not me talking shit. This is me being very, very real. The spiritual community is an industry. It is a subset within an industry. And in any industry, the goal is always profit. Okay? The goal is profit. Let's get real here. Just because we're talking about spirituality, for the people who are going to be like, oh, but you know, it's spiritual. You can be charging for spiritual gifts. No, actually, you should be. You're not charging for your gifts. You're being compensated for your time. Because this is time that's being taken away from you working a 9-to-5, earning a living wage. Because truth is, you have to pay to exist here. So you should be charging. What the amount is, I don't know. You have to determine that. So it's an industry. You'll come across people who have a good heart, and then something shifts. They build an audience. And then suddenly you're a commodity, you're a tool, you're an asset. And the moment you no longer become an asset, you become irrelevant and disposable. That's what I've learned. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing. I've always just been a lone wolf. I'm going to do my own thing. It's not a big deal. I'm going to do my own thing. And for some reason, I don't know why. For some reason, who's that, Linda? For some reason, it upsets people. When you don't fall down crying and like, oh my God, I got used. When you just keep walking like, okay, you know, that connection's done. It's done. And we just gotta keep walking forward. Oh shit, it's like the most offensive shit ever. Because what? I don't need to talk shit about you. I don't need to wish you harm. I'm just gonna keep walking forward. And that is quite possibly the most offensive shit you could ever do. And it's like what I recognized, and people are gonna take this one of two ways. They're either gonna see and hear me right now in this moment, sharing of my truth, or being so full of myself. So it's one of those two, okay? Whenever I would work with people in the past, and it would be a lucrative thing, what they didn't understand was I was sharing of my personal birthright. That's my abundance. And because I'm not attached to money, I lovingly share it with you, openly, like, yeah, you know what? I have too many clients right now. Go to this person. They have skills. Go to them. And what happens is, again, something in the mind for people who are not, they're not cut out for this shit. They're really, really not. You can't have that fucking greedy ass mindset. If you're going to do energetic work, you will get breached if you have a greedy ass motherfucking mindset. If you think this is a business, and that's why you're doing this, you will get breached. They will fuck your ass up. Yes, this is a business. I run a business because this business takes care of my family's needs while I honor my soul's purpose. That's what sets me apart. Now, what ends up happening, I share of my spiritual abundance. Because again, I'm not attached to money. I don't need to live a lavish lifestyle. For 2 years, I lived in a 25-year-old RV falling apart, and I was perfectly content, making money that I make and giving all of it away, literally, all of it. I had no savings. I see a homeless person, hey, I'm gonna feed you, let me buy you some clothes, here's some cash, you don't need to know my name. Know that people love you, you matter, fuck this society that has thrown you away, you fucking matter. Don't ever forget that. You can forget my face, but don't ever forget that. And move on. That's what I've been doing with my income. But then I pair up with people who, my heart, because I'm an empath, because I'm a Blu-ray, I just want to fucking love so much. I just want to love. I want you to succeed. I want to love. I want to take care of people. So I share this, and it don't take long. Fucking every time. It's the same fucking cycle every time. I help you build your audience. Yeah, we're equals. Because I never want you to walk behind me. And I'm not going to follow you. So please walk beside me, shoulder to shoulder, right? Yeah, we're equal. This is awesome. We're equal. And then the fucking greed kicks in. Turning. If I get rid of Emmy, all of those people will come to me. I will have all of that that's going to her. It will all come to me. Wrong. All you've done is show me how your heart truly is. And although I've known this shit for so fucking long, since day one, and I've been ignoring it and telling myself, Emmy, don't be like that. Give them a chance to prove you wrong. Don't be so full of yourself that you think everybody is like this. Give them a chance to prove you wrong every single time. All they do is prove me right. So who is really hurting me? Not them. It's me. I'm the one fucking myself over. I'm the one allowing this shit to happen. It's me. That's why I don't take that shit like, oh, you want to talk shit. I did this shit to myself. I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to do this, but I was like, Evie, you're so full of shit. You don't know everything. You're so fucking full of yourself. No, I knew. So should I be mad at you? No. I knew this shit. I knew. But the fact is, I allowed it because I was so lonely on that spiritual path, because I know I'm different. And that's not necessarily a good thing, because I don't want to be different. I want to fit in. And so I try and create a circumstance for individuals so I can feel like, hey, someone's on this path with me. We're walking together. We're going to be besties for life. You can't control another sovereign like that. And this is what I'm realizing. It was like a latent form of control. I was attempting to control the behaviors of other people. I was trying to make them into me. I was trying to love on them so hard that hopefully enough of my heart is shown and they reflect it back to me. That's my fatal fucking flaw. That's my fault. Intentions were good, but fuck intentions. That's a violation of sovereign free will. That's a violation of sovereign free will for you to try and do that. That's an attempt to dominate another individual. I don't care how, beneficial it is, how much you're loving on them, how generous you're being. That is a violation of sovereign free will. And it took me a long time to realize that. It took me a long time to learn that for myself, and that every single time I go out of my way to do this, this is what will happen. And it's not that I should be afraid of other people or stop supporting other individuals, but it's that I need to stay in my lane. I need to stay in my lane, okay? I absolutely need to stay in my lane. I need to stop the bullshit, Emmy, stop the bullshit. And so what's happened, my path as a energy worker has been really nothing but the very people who have claimed to love me and have entered my journey as a best friend have been the ones to betray me the hardest. And it used to hurt me, but now it's like, no, I did that shit to myself. I did that shit to myself. Can't blame them. Can't blame them. You get a taste of the kind of abundance that I'm supposed to have. Because I'm detached from that abundance, I really don't give a shit. To me, it's like, I don't care, whatever. That's just more, the more money I make, the more I can give away. That's how I see it. The more money I make, the more I can give away. The more I can remind people in a way that's tangible. Because in this paradigm that we currently exist within, it has to be tangible for people to compute in their minds what's being said. Here, physical proof that you matter. I'm nothing but a funnel, funneling money to other people so that they understand, like, when you realign with your soul purpose, all the abundance flows in, not just money, support, love, encouragement, all of that flows in, and you rise up in your understanding and your value of yourself. But again, who am I to try and dominate another person's field? And this is what happens every single fucking time. And it was just like, I got to a point where the very last time, the very last group project, for lack of a better word, I told the individual, like, you know what? I recognize what I'm doing. And I recognize it's not fair. I put you in a really horrible position, you know? And so the most respectful, loving thing I can do is acknowledge that we're not actually friends. We're good business associates. And that it's time to move forward separately. Like, I don't wish you any harm. I wish you nothing but success. And this one really, really hurt me, because what was said, knowing this person knew was there, because people would go to him and try and convince him to tear me down. And he actually agreed to that shit. Before having ever spoken to me, he agreed to that shit. And I knew that. That's how fucked up I am to myself. I knew that. That was talked about in the beginning. That was definitely discussed in the beginning. And I also knew that he took one look at my business model and he was like, this is lucrative. I can benefit from this. And I was like, benefit? I'm going to stop you from benefiting. As long as you maintain a level of integrity that I need, by all means. I got no problem sharing this. And so when I finally said that, true to form, he went and said all kind of shit. And I was very loving in my goodbye message. True to form, he said all kind of fucked up shit. But I already saw to the heart of you. What hurt me was the fact that, again, I did that to myself. So life as a spiritual person, it's not all namaste. It's not all, hey, let's meditate together. Hey, it's so not. It's so not. People get jealous. People look for ways to tear you down. People go out of their way to try and sabotage you, make lies about you, and all of this really fucked up shit. Like really seriously fucked up shit. And how do you survive that? When they start making teams to fuck you up. When they start joining your live streams to intentionally, psychically attack you. When they go out of their way, literally out of their way, contacting individuals you know nothing about to try and continue to spread ugly fucking lies about you. How do you survive that? Very simple. You always conduct yourself with integrity. You fuck up, own up to it. Don't hide it away. Don't hope and pray that no one notices. Don't make up some cover story. Own that shit. That is the only way people have not been able to tear me down. I mean, they form fucking groups, you guys. They form groups. This is not an exaggeration. Rotating groups, forming group chats, like all kind of crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I really that special? Like, you got to put that much fucking effort into me? What the fuck? Like, wow. Wow. I'm really not that special that you got to put this much effort into little old me. But it's not going to do shit, because if I fuck up, I own up to it. I own up to it. You don't got to put me in a corner and be like, look, if you don't tell everyone, then I'm going to tell them. No, it's like, oh, fuck, I got breached yesterday. All right, guys, I got breached yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and do a mass clearing today because I fucked up. Got too much in my fields, wasn't paying attention. I got breached. How are they going to turn your truth against you when you own your truth? If you want to be in this industry, the spiritual community is an industry. I'm thinking it's multi-billion-dollar industry at this point. The only way you're going to survive this industry is if you're always standing in the light of your truth, unashamed of your shadows, supporting the back of you. Because I've recognized the cycles that have been going on. They are an external representation of an internal circumstance. The shit that has been said about me, these were my very own fears for most of my life. And I came to understand, and I'll give you an example. Because I can do things that I've never heard other people being able to do, and because of my religious upbringing, it was like, I'm fucking demonic. That's the only way to explain it. I am probably demonic, and I'm just in denial of that. Which is the most ridiculous shit. But that was my thought process. Like, oh my God, I'm fucking demonic. I should not be able to do this. I don't know, maybe in a past life I did a deal with the devil or something, and I don't know, but this is not right. This is not natural, because I existed in fear. And then I saw the shit that was being said. Emmy sold her soul to the devil so she could do what she can do. And at the time, you know, that was really hurting my feelings. Like, what the fuck? You know my heart. How could you even say that? Oh, that's right. Because you're just a mirror. You're mirroring that deep, dark secret of that self-loathing that I had. And so these people that try and attack you so that they can further their spiritual business, don't see it as an attack. See it as them gifting you a moment of recognition. They're helping you to recognize that secret symposium between self and soul, where self is attempting to convince soul that we're evil, and soul is like, no, we're not. We're not. I don't know if they're still saying that kind of shit, nor do I care. I'm just like, whatever. Demon horse. Because I got to make a joke of it. I really, really do. I got to make a joke of it. I understand that even for the quote unquote weird people, I am beyond weird. I understand that. I no longer want to fit in, nor do I want to sit and hide. Because those were the options before. Assimilate or disappear. That was the only options I felt I had. Those were the only options that I felt I had. Assimilate or disappear. Because no one can know the totality of your existence and still accept you. Which is a lie. You can know the totality of your existence and you can accept yourself. You really can. You really, really can. And there will be people who will really try their best to convince you that they're right about you. And there will be people who will try and get others to question you. They'll try and say all kind of crazy shit about you. And some of you might be like, well, what about if they're talking bad about you? Let them talk. Let them talk. The fact is, anyone who is willing to believe this shit that's being said about you are the very people who are already looking for reasons to hate you. They already hated you. They already judged you. They already thought shit of you. And now they have proof. Proof. Which is the opinions of another asshole. That's what it is. It's the opinion of another asshole. So, you know, if people are saying all kind of shit about me, or you don't like me, well, you didn't like me to begin with. But you couldn't find a reason yet. You couldn't find a reason to justify this, your hatred of me, your unfounded hatred of me, and now you have it. And then there's people who, they'll be all up your ass. You know, if you're like, they'll be like, oh my God, you're the best, Emmy. Oh my God. Oh my God, I want to so be like you and blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly there's no drama. Suddenly they fucking disappear and you're like, that was weird. Oh, well, because they found someone to justify why it's okay to steal of your intellectual property, to infringe on your patents that you own, on artistic designs. You didn't love me. Let's be honest. You didn't love me. You love the potentiality of what copying me would do for your business. Just be honest with yourself, right? Just be honest with yourself. And that was one of the things that really, really, really used to piss me the fuck off. Like, make me go full and growl and shit. Copying me, like, fucking do your own shit. But then it took me a while. It took me a while to come to this conclusion. It was like, Emmy, how dare you? How dare you? Why are you taking this shit so personal? This is why you're supposed to be visible. So people can emulate you. That's why you have your heart on display. And you have to just love people enough to allow them to pick and choose what of you they want to emulate. And just cross your fingers. I wish a motherfucker would pick my heart. Like, you know, that's all I can do. Put myself out there, put everything on display about my heart, and just be like, if you're going to copy something, please copy the way I love. Please copy the way I love. Please copy the way I don't give up, and just keep fucking loving people. But it's not for me to decide what of me you're going to copy. It's really not. And so that's one of the things that's really helped me to get over it. Just to get over it. You know, another thing, it happened last summer. Yet another, I love Emmy, like all about my lives and everything. And I was like, I don't trust you, but I'm going to love on you. I'm going to love on you. I see what's going on. I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to learn to not repeat cycles. And so I already saw right from the start, this is going to fucking implode. At some point, this is going to implode. I'm not going to tell this person nothing. Nothing questionable. They're going to come to me. They're going to talk so much shit about other people. And I'm just going to be like, well, you know, that's just how those people are. And just keep moving, you know, just keep moving. And it took a few months for their true self to come out. And you guys, GRWM means get ready with me. I was putting on my makeup. I was like, your level of demonry. You an overachiever, demon. You an overachiever. This motherfucker extorted me. Attempted to extort me. Did all kind of like fraudulent, federally fraudulent activity. I was just like, what the fuck? And then there was this part of me that was like, destroy. And I was like, I will fucking destroy you. And then there was this other part of me that was like, this is what you came for. This is what you came for. 70% at 8:07. 70807 mirrors of completion stemming from the point of reunification. That's beautiful. So I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit. I let them continue to talk shit. And they went and tried to align themselves with someone who apparently is notorious for like starting online shit. And then that person decided, I don't know, their followers went on my live trying to get me to talk shit about her. And I was like, I don't know why you guys keep bringing her up. I don't even fucking know her. I don't even know her. I've never even watched her shit. And yeah, it was just like, no, I'm not participating. Say what you want. I'm not participating. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. Say what you want. Publicity. And eventually it was made known to me that you guys are going to love this. The money that they extorted from me, it's over $1,000, you guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about $1,500. They went and used that to pay, I guess, a black witch or whatever to curse my children. I was like, you really think my children are not going to know how to work energy? You really think that? You really think me doing the work that I do, I would leave my children exposed?
Not today, Satan.
Not today, motherfucking Satan. And no, these are the people that will be drawn to you as an energy worker. These are the type of people that will be drawn to you as an energy worker. And then when they saw nothing happen, I'm still fucking around on live streams, I'm still booking sessions, like, they then email me, this is stupid, Emmy. Can we just be friends? Not today, motherfucker. We were never friends. I was nice to you because I knew you were hurting. I knew you were really fucked up in the head and I felt bad for your wife. So I was nice to you guys. Not because I can gain something, but I was hoping that if I loved on you enough, you would choose to heal yourself and your wife would choose to empower herself. That's why. Like, you and I, we weren't friends. That's crazy. It's crazy. When people can't get in, they get desperate. They get desperate. Right. James A. Hemphill says, I came directly to you and people talked about you behind your back to me. I don't even know you, dude. I was like, what? And he was like, all your enemies have come to me. I mean, for enemies, I don't have any enemies. I don't count anyone as an enemy. And that's one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself on a spiritual journey is to understand you dictate who your enemy is. And when you recognize how powerful you really are, even just an infinitesimal fractal of your strength as a part of your birthright, no one's an enemy. It's kind of like, they don't like me, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't have bad feelings for them. I don't want to punish anyone. I just want them to heal themselves. Like, yo, you're a little unbalanced. If you need to hate me to recognize that you're a little bit unbalanced, I'm okay with it. Like, I don't need to be liked. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be accepted. And this comes from like an entire lifetime of not being accepted or liked. Because I've always just really, if it doesn't resonate with me, I won't comply. I don't care what it is. I don't care how much you need it. If it doesn't resonate with me, I won't comply. And I won't feel bad. And the more you try and get me, the more you try to get me to feel bad, the more you try to coerce me into complying, the more I'm gonna be like, no, bitch. No, bitch. I like you too, boo-boo. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah, she says, those are not enemies, those are fans. When you're checking in every single one of my posts, when you're subscribed to all of my different social media platforms and you're talking shit behind my back, use a fan, boo. Use a fan, use a fan. And I know a lot of the people who have done this kind of shit to me over the past 2 years, I know a large portion of them, if not all, absolutely still regularly check in. Absolutely. They still regularly check in. They still regularly form their groups to talk shit about me. They have their little meetings of how they're going to counteract the will of soul. Come on. You lost your caca ass mind. You're going to undo what my soul has written? The very plan that was created to serve the will of God? You're going to undo that. Not without my permission or cooperation, you're not. And it's at that point you recognize, oh shit. It's not a negative that I am this fucking stubborn. Holy shit. This is a positive. You have to recognize everything within you, everything that you are, whether you're ashamed of it, whether it's something that you accept about yourself, every single aspect of you and your character is perfectly designed in perfect measure. You were created specifically for a specific job. So these things that you think are weaknesses, disabilities, ways in which you're flawed, that's a lie. That's a lie. It's just an absolute lie. And if you're going to continue to buy into it, you're continuing to give away your power. And that's okay. It's not for me to dictate how you're going to retrieve that power back, how much of it, when. None of that is anything that is of my business. And if people are so busy trying to determine these things and dictate, well, that's time taken away from you developing yourself. What the fuck are you doing? The reason I don't fuck with other people is because I don't have time to. And it's not because of the sheer volume of bookings and projects. No, it's because whatever downtime I have, I'm working on myself. Like, all right, Emmy, what happened today that you lost your shit? Granted, you're making progress. You didn't rip anyone's head off. Well, what the fuck was it? What was it about that circumstance that really, really triggered you? You don't know? Well, fucking sit in that seat and figure it out. These are conversations I have with myself. You don't know? This is your journey that you wrote out, that you planned every detail to, and you don't know? If you don't know this shit, no one else is going to know it. You think you're going to go to someone else and ask them what's going on with your life, with your journey? No. I mean, you sit down, you figure this shit out. Look at every single component of that circumstance. What did you co-create and why? And if you're not doing this for yourself, if you're so busy trying to police other people, trying to dictate how things should be done, I don't know. Maybe that's your purpose. I know that's not my purpose. I know I have a very specific purpose and other sub categories that I'm here to work on in this life. And it's just a lot of shit, guys. I got time for that. It's a lot of shit. This is this amount of work that I apparently volunteered for. I'm gonna have to talk to my higher self. You workaholic motherfucker. Stop volunteering us for shit. We want a vacation. Apparently we don't. I think that was just a lie. Apparently we don't want a vacation. Hold on, guys. I just got to check what time my session starts. Yeah, sometimes it takes us a long time to get things. Sometimes, you know, and that's okay. It's okay. No matter how long it takes you to get something, it's okay. You're not behind. Stop trying to rush yourself. Stop trying to function on a timeline that's not yours. Okay? It's just, it's not spiritual to put yourself on a human timeline. And if you want to have a human experience, that's okay too. That's okay too. I mean, obviously, on some level, you wanted to have a human experience because you came into a human body. But again, if you're going to be in the spiritual industry, if you're going to consider yourself an energy worker, you'll be challenged, very much so. You will be very heavily challenged. You'll have resistance, quite a bit of it. And that resistance is to grow you, just like when you work out. Cardio is all nice and everything. Excuse me. But if you really want to have an amazing physique, you're going to use resistance, whether it be resistance bands or weight. It's in that friction, that resistance, that parts of you are broken down in order to prime you to be rebuilt. Our bodies are scaled down versions of creation. If even our bodies have to be broken down in order to be rebuilt, I mean, you can apply that same model to your emotions, to your intellect, energetic bodies. That's what ascension is. It's the controlled demolition of self. That's ascension. Ascension is not some love and light, tutti frutti shit. It isn't. It's very gritty. It's painful. Has a lot of emotions involved. A lot of that old shit that you thought you had already dealt with, when in actuality, you just boxed it up all nice, put it nice and neat on your spiritual shelf, that gets brought back out. And your soul unboxes it and asks you to sit and observe what the hell you put in the box. That is ascension, okay? Make sure if you're going to be in this energetic field, make sure that you're ready. Make sure that you're ready for the pain. And if you really think you're going to do this without feeling all of these things, experiencing all of these things, more power to you. I'm not going to correct you. More power to you. Hopefully you can message me, you know, at a later date and be like, you were so wrong. I mean, there was no pain involved. And I'm going to be like, can you teach a class? Can you teach me this shit? Because I'm always needing to remember to breathe. Always. So guys, I got to get ready for my next session. Yeah, that's my journey as an energy worker. That's definitely my journey as an energy worker. That's my journey as a human being, as a sovereign soul. man, path has been insane. Insane. And I finally got to a point where I recognized in some ways I had discontinued the martyrdom. And in other ways, I found new methods to continue being a martyr. Yeah. No more of that. No more of that. It's a recognition that I speak of boundaries. I speak of enforcing them. And in many ways I do, but in many ways I absolutely don't. And again, I have to hold myself accountable for that. I made a pretty intense post today. That intense post is actually what got me to come live this morning. And it is not to talk shit about anyone in particular. It's to recognize I've been backpedaling. I've totally been backpedaling. I've been allowing myself to very covertly return to that cycle of depletion and lack of self-love. Lack of sleep, lack of nutrition, lack of working out. Yeah, I need to set firm boundaries, not just for other people, but for myself as well. And maybe I figured if I make this a post on my personal profile, what can happen is people will read it and they can have whatever opinion they have, perfectly fine. And if those who truly, genuinely care, those who have my best interest at heart, whether I know them or not, whether we interact or not, there are some individuals who truly have my best interest at heart. They've connected with me on some sort of heart level, and they're protective of me. And so these people, if they see it, if they see that post and then they see me going back on that later on, they can be like, look, bitch. I don't know why I'm getting such a kick out of that today. They're going to be like, look, didn't you say that you needed your personal space respected? Didn't you say this and that? And you like wrote a whole fucking diatribe on Facebook about it. And then you're doing this. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, who are you? No, I'm not going to say that. And I'll be like, you know what? You're right. Thank you for calling me out on my shit. Because sometimes it gets very easy, very, very easy for me to be like, okay, just one more person. Okay, just one more time. Okay, this is the last time. Okay, this is the last time. Okay, no, just one more project. Okay, no, one more. And then finally I'm depleted and I'm like, fuck everybody. No, we can't do that. First off, we're not promiscuous, so we can't literally do that. No, all seriousness, you guys really do. There are those of you, it's not that it's just people who have known me for a long time. There really are those of you who you watch and you actually know when I'm quietly hurting, no matter how much of a fun time I'm having on a live. You actually know, you see it, and you're like, hey, I think you need to rest. I think you need to take a break. And that's one of my things is that I don't know if it's a Pisces thing. It's that I can hurt so quietly and no one really knows unless they're really, really paying attention, because I can smile really good. Really, really good. Does that make me fake? No. That makes me a typical empath. Because what ends up happening, empaths are usually much more concerned about the other people's experience than they are about how they're actually feeling and what they're needing in that moment. So if that's something you struggle through as well, know that you aren't alone in that. Know that's not a defect or a flaw. Know that it's most likely an indicator that you are a highly sensitive empath. Okay? A highly sensitive empath. So really going now, if you guys want to try the CBD that I'm using, again, it's BBJ, Body by Jose, the Medicine Man brand. This is calibrated, see, it's called Recovery. This is calibrated for professional athletes, you guys. This specific brand was made for professional athletes. It even has terpenes in it. MCT oil. The MCT oil in this specific brand, I have issues with hypoglycemia when I do extremely high frequency work. This right here, no hypoglycemia. There's no like, oh my God, I'm dizzy. Yeah, so it's good stuff. The price is very, very reasonable, like ridiculously reasonable. I'm like, that's it. Because you can get some CBD oil for like ridiculous pricing. I'm like, what? I'm not paying that. But this is very reasonable. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. Gotta go. Gotta go. James, I want to thank you personally. Thank you for coming to me. That was one of the most healing moments that I had. I know I never really said anything. But the fact that these people came to you, said a whole bunch of crazy ass shit to you, and you didn't just believe it. You actually, I think you hadn't heard of me yet. And you watch my lives and you're like, there's fucking nothing wrong with her. What are you talking about? That was beautiful. That was really beautiful. And my soul, my heart really needed that in that moment. I didn't know it then, but I really needed that. You gave my heart confirmation that the people who judged me, they were looking for a reason. They were already looking for a reason. And those who don't have anything against me, they won't believe any of the lies anyways. So you gave me a lot of peace of mind in that one little message. So thank you. Really, thank you for that. All right, guys. If you're on YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel. Tap that notification bell so you know whenever I come live. I'm going to try and come live. Oh, no, I can't today. Maybe on Friday. This weekend, I'm going to be teaching my remote viewing remote viewing negation class. A lot of motherfuckers have learned to remote view. I'm not down with a peeping Tom bullshit. And I'm going to teach you guys how to not be down with a peeping Tom bullshit. If you would like to take this live workshop with me, you can go to my website, emmyevolving.com. I think there's a few, very, very few number of tickets left. And then I'm also going to be teaching a black magic revocation class. That one. We're going to fuck shit up. We're going to fuck shit up in that class. That one has different options. You can have, a revocation kit. It negates dark magic. You get physical items. I've been doing a lot of stuff, but you get physical items, and you can even have a sigil, a digital sigil made personally for you, for your protection and everything. Check it out. It's on my website, emmyevolving.com. I got to go, guys. Love y'all. Bye, YouTube.